Hey, City Center Baptist Church family, it's Pastor Brad coming to you from DDQ headquarters. Digging Deeper question number 3 this week asks, what difference does it make that a person be righteous when she is praying? In what sense is the term righteous used? Is James 5:16 informing us that only the prayers of the righteous are heard by God? That only good people's prayers are powerful and effective? What if I'm not all that righteous or good all the time? Am I out of luck? This kind of resigned defeat in our prayers can easily creep into our thinking. Maybe God has his favorites. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe my past and my present struggles disqualify my prayers from penetrating the ceiling over my head and ascending to the throne room of the Almighty. We wonder if only those who are saints or spiritual leaders have their prayers proven to be powerful and effective. But is this James's point? Or have we misunderstood what he is saying? The very next phrase in the text, James 5:17, gives us some needed clarity. Elijah was a man with a nature like ours. As you read the story of Elijah in 1 Kings 17 and 18, you get the sense that he was a powerful prophet who courageously faced down the odds stacked against him in a showdown of epic proportions on Mount Carmel. He was used by God to demonstrate the reality of the Lord and the vanity of idols. However, in 1 Kings 19, you see him running for his life, terrified after being threatened by a pagan queen, demoralized and depressed, wanting to die and feeling isolated and alone. Is Elijah not like all of us? Have we not experienced this in the last year and a half? So he was as fallen and broken as the rest of us. Yet God heard his prayers and answered him. What gives? Elijah was a person who oriented his life around God, who pursued a relationship with God, and who sought to serve him despite his fears and failures. All Elijah's complaints were uttered to the Lord rather than against him. He may have not understood God's plans, but he knew he could voice his confusion and make his complaint to the only true and living God. Elijah's righteousness was not absolute. In other words, he wasn't better than anyone else. His righteousness came from entrusting his life to the only one who could do anything about his situation. It is the same for us. Psalm 66:18 tells us not to cherish iniquity in our hearts, for God will not respond to a divided heart. Proverbs 15:29 informs us that God is far from the wicked who disregard him, but he hears the prayer of the righteous, who in this context are those who trust him and follow his law. And in 1 Peter 3, verse 7, he reminds husbands to live with their wives in a loving, caring, supportive, and understanding manner so that their prayers might not be hindered. Treating others harshly, insensitively, and disrespectfully dishonors the God who created them in his image and winds up hampering our prayers. So, let's pray out of a life centered on trusting, following, and serving the Lord who makes us righteous. This has been Pastor Brad coming to you from DDQ headquarters.